All right, so I would be the guy that would used to take a whole production studio worth of gear into my camera bag whenever I go traveling. So we're talking about multiple bodies, multiple lenses, drones, filters, action cameras, SD card slots, mics, tripods, you name it, the whole shebang. And my back has definitely paid for that over the years. And typically what would happen is that once I lug that around through TSA, airports, taxis, all the way to wherever I was staying in my accommodation, the gear would just end up usually just staying in my hotel room or wherever I was staying. Or it would come with me and I would probably get like one or two really banging shots, like really nice shots. But then I would have to lug that 30 or 45-pound bag with me the rest of the day, no matter where I was going. So I made it a really big point towards the end of last year, going on to 2026, to really slim down my setup in a way to where I can still create photos and videos in the most holistic and sustainable way possible. And I think I've come to achieve that. I just got back from a 6-day trip down south in China in the cities of Guangzhou and its neighboring cities of Zhaoqing. And my main camera that I really brought with me was the camera that's filming this video right now, is the Sony a7C Mark II. I upgraded that camera from the Sony ZV-E1. As you all may know from my last video, I've had that camera for about 1.5 years. And while I love that camera and I think it's still a great camera, I wanted to shift my focus of my work back to a little bit more of photography, because that's actually where my love for cameras, my love for creating all really began, from starting with the Canon 6D. And I only paired it with the Tamron 35mm f2.8, which is a new lens that I've been trying. It's nice, it's compact, it has the same filter thread size as the rest of my lenses, and that's it. That's all I brought with me. I also had the DJI Osmo Nano. That's a new camera I picked up just to help a little bit with filming BTS, and everything else I just used with my phone. And you're gonna see throughout the photos and videos that I show in this video, for the first time I felt like I was able to create a lot of content from it, and I didn't feel as dragged down about it as I was just walking around with this setup. So hopefully this is the setup that I can commit to for the next few months, hopefully to the next half year, without again spiraling into gear acquisition syndrome, just because I feel like a lot of people who like photography, who like creating, tend to fall into that trap very easily. So to go into this trip that I just went on in particular, I had about 3 afternoons worth of time to go out and shoot. And I spent one afternoon shooting street photography in Guangzhou. And then I spent 2 afternoons out in Zhaoqing near the lakeside in order to capture more of a different vibe. And that's usually how it goes for me as of recently, where I get to go on trips, but you know, photography isn't really the sole purpose. This trip in particular back south was to also visit family and do a visa run. So I want my whatever gear I bring to be a good reflection of that as well. Luckily, the timing of which I went back, the weather was really good down in the south area of China. It's around the mid 60s to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So that definitely helped with keeping me going whenever I was out with my camera taking photos. And that run's especially true if I am traveling with other people. Even though I went on this trip solo, whenever I'm traveling with other people, I want to make sure that my focus is just being present in general and being able to spend time with the people I get to travel with. I definitely don't want to be wasting my time always fiddling with gear and always fiddling with settings and whatnot. And I think that leads into my next point, to where I really feel like, because I only had one focal length and I knew I had very specific constraints, it made me focus on other parts of what can make a nice image, most notably composition, lighting, subject positioning, etc. And I worried less about finding the perfect focal length, creating the perfect amount of compression. Part of it was very freeing and liberating, knowing that those are the aspects that I could focus on. I feel like as we go on 2026, continuing to stick with a minimal setup like this, especially when I'm out traveling. It can help teach me to be more intentional and to help me create photos, like I mentioned earlier, more holistically and more sustainably. If there were times where I would want say for example, I just see a scene that I know would look so perfect if it was like a wide angle or if it was like a super telephoto. I think we're so blessed in our day and age now to have such amazing technology just in our pockets, where me personally, I have the iPhone 16 Pro. So while certain parts, say maybe the sensor or whatnot, may not live up to say a camera like this, it's so sleek and it's so convenient to where I could still have basically all my focal lengths covered, even with just the phone in my pocket. So I always know I have that basically in my back pocket as well. So yeah, this is just a simple video to help me recap and maybe set up a timestamp on this new, I guess, direction of my photography. So yeah, in future videos of this channel and just the future of my photography in general, I would love for the emphasis to be more on my thought process, my composition, my color theory behind my editing, and more of just my personal state of mind when I'm out taking these photos, rather than being so gear focused. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys all for sticking with me through this little, I guess, small update and just this small little gear update on how I plan to go about taking photos, being creative on going into 2026, or now that we're in 2026. Yeah, with that being said, if you made it this far to the end and you want to stick along for the journey, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until the next video, take it easy.